Alright guys, SloTrainCoScents coming into you once again, and this time we're going to be reviewing Creed's Aventus, the King. So if you want to know my thoughts, keep it here, man. Alright party people, as you know, and we're going to be reviewing Creed's Aventus. Now, let's get right to it, man. Now first of all, I was never a big fan of this scent, in my opinion. It was always something where a lot of people wear it and it's very widely known, and when I first smelled it, I'm like, I really didn't know why it was so popular. I mean, to me it was a mediocre fragrance. I remember my friend buying it when it came out, which I believe was 2010, and it just smelled super woody, as I remember. And later on through my fragrance journey, I started getting into dual fragrances, and Casino Elixir really brought me in, and Casino Elixir really made me start to appreciate the Creed Aventus DNA. So from there I had Poseidon's cologne, which is a Aventus cologne from Duo. I had one of those, I had Mod 2, Mod 1, and several stuff like that, you know what I mean? And of course I smelled Club de Nuit Intense Man, which I hate, man. Too chemically harsh, lemony, lemon cleaners, no way. I'd rather do Al Haramain's Live Venture or something like Mont Blanc Explorer. So okay, so going into Creed Aventus, right? When I spray it, the first thing I really smell will be black pepper. I smell black pepper. I smell a mix of oranges and bergamot, or citrusy orangey. And of course you smell that pineapple smell, which Aventus is really known for, that pineapple, lively, energetic kind of smell. Later on, as it evolves, you get that birch tar coming into you. And now this one is, I can smell that ambroxan, or I heard ambergris. I heard supposedly they use ambroxan. I don't know. Some people say they use ambergris, so maybe reformulations, who knows. To me, I've smelled ambroxan. I have not really smelled ambergris as in its pure form, but I do mess around with ambroxan crystals, and I do like a 15% concentration of my own. So I'm very familiar with how ambroxan smells, and this is heavy on ambroxan. Yeah, you can just smell that salty ambroxan, right? Now this one, when you wear it, it should portray you as classy, a bit energetic, and very, very masculine, but in a good way. This one doesn't go over the top as in like a 1980s powerhouse or something like that. This is sexy, sophisticated, and modern. Year round, man. You can wear this year round. It's super versatile. Winter, autumn, spring, summer, anytime, any day. Really, what I would wear this for would be maybe like an office situation. You can wear this like on dates. I wouldn't really want to wear it on dates. I would have something way better than Creed's Aventus. Plus, like I said, Creed Aventus is a very popular DNA, and I'm pretty sure your lady will probably have smelled it on someone else, you know. So I try to be unique and try to keep it as fresh as it can be, you know. Okay, so talk about batch variations. People go nuts about batch variations. At first, I didn't really pay much. I really didn't believe into the hype of batch variations. I'm like, oh, okay, so sure, maybe some were off, you know, not off, but you know, different. But when I really got to different batches of Aventus, my lord, there's a thing to this whole batch variation. This is a 2020 iteration of Aventus. Longevity and performance for this sucks. I'm not sure if I go nose blind to it, but it just fades away as fast as it just fades away. It's a decent projector, you know. It does project for the first hour or so. Later on, it just fizzles out, man, which is very disappointing for the price it's going for. Honestly, in my opinion, I would much rather wear a Duo clone, because they're X-rated parfums. I would much rather wear a Duo than this. So take it for what it's worth. Now, talking about this whole batch variations, I have a couple of batches. So this is my first purchase of Aventus ever. This is my first bottle. I bought it half for a decent price, and I also have a sample of 2018 or 2019, which is very heavy on the sour apple. I also have another one, 2016 K something, I forgot, which is super dark, man. It's super dark, man. It's super Like that birch tar is just, like it says, it's heavy on the black currant, so it gives it a darker profile, you know. I also have another 2020 Aventus, a different code, same year. To me, they smell exactly the same. Performance sucks. The 2016 did last a little longer, but it was a little more potent. I would kind of classify it as like a duo Mod 2 if you ever had one, super dark. But as opposed to Mod 2 being just real heavy on the woods and just dark, the 2016 is dark like that, but it has some top end, which I guess is with the pineapple and everything going on, but it gets real dark very quick. Now, if you're looking into, if you never smelled Creed Aventus and you're really looking into exploring the DNA, getting to know the DNA, I would recommend you to, if you don't want to shell out the money for Aventus right now, get yourself a decant maybe. That would work, a decant, or you can also go with an alternative. Now, these are very similar to it. For a novice, for an amateur nose in the air, you probably won't even tell a difference. I don't recommend Club de Nuit Intense. I recommend Mont Blanc's Explorer, which is the same DNA. It's just a little more fougere, a little more barbershoppy, just a little bit. The Ambroxan, this is, they say it's heavy on Ambroxan, right? They're supposed to be more Ambroxan and more designerish. But to me, honestly, I just smell lavender. It's almost Dior EDP Sauvage. Okay, so that's at discounters you can get it for a good price, like 35 bucks or so. Now, La Adventure is another one. This one is pretty good. You can smell the cheapness, that, not the cheapness, but just the quality of it. Aventus is more softer. It feels more natural as opposed to like this one. This one's a little more staticky. If you know, if you were to get a picture of Aventus and get two pictures of Aventus, one's the real Aventus, nice crisp picture. The other one is gonna be a little like, it's the same thing, but it's like a little more static around it, you know. So that's what I feel on this one right here. But it's still a good scent nonetheless, especially for the price. You can cop these for like 22 bucks or something like that. So I would recommend those two, Mont Blanc Explorer and Al Harriman's La Adventure, if you don't want to shell out the money for Aventus. Another note I forgot to mention is that this one really has like a marjoram, thyme, herbal feel to it. Kind of like oregano, kind of like Amouage Interlude Man. Now, I'm not sure if I'm confusing that for the black pepper, but I smell that a lot. And of course, you just smell a lot of Ambroxan, and that birch tar comes in. I really love the birch tar in this, you know. But to me, Aventus is kind of boring, you know what I mean? But that's my take on it. Some people love this. You know, there's forums of people having crazy batch variations, having like 20 Aventuses and stuff like that. So this concludes the review for Creed's Aventus, man. If you have the money, go ahead and shell it out. If you're kind of weary and kind of don't know, never smelled it, get yourself a decant of the real stuff. If not, if you don't want a decant, you don't mess with decants or something like that, go with a Harriman's La Adventure or go with Mont Blanc Explorer and get the feel of the DNA. And then later on, if you want to spend it, if you like it and you get positive feedback, go for the real thing. Because in my opinion, wearing a clone, except for Duo's a little different for me. I really don't see it as a clone, even though they kind of are, right? But it's the whole thing about, you have a Rolex. If it's a fake Rolex, you'll feel different about it. When you wear Creed Aventus, you're wearing something pricey, something elegant, and something that makes you feel proud. You know, when people smell it and people give you compliments, what are you wearing? You don't want to say, oh, I'm wearing Club de Nuit Intense, man. It's a clone of blah, blah, blah. No, you're wearing Creed Aventus. This in the Fragcom is like a trophy, man. This is just elegance, man. Elegance in a bottle, man. So, thank you for watching, man. SloTrainCoScents. I'll come back with another review. And stay safe, party people, man. Out.